Hello everyone, welcome to Shifting Gears and welcome inside India's first compact SUV with a turbocharged petrol engine coupled to a CNG kit. This is the Tata Nexon iCNG. So over the last few years, Tata Motors has refreshed the Nexon compact SUV n number of times. We have so many content pieces for the Tata Nexon that now we are tired speaking about it. But Tata Motors is not giving up on this product. This is very popular for them. It drives in a lot of sales, and even now in 2024, Tata Motors is just upping their game. And now the Nexon is available with a turbo-petrol motor along with a CNG kit coupled to a manual transmission. Prices for this Tata Nexon turbo-petrol iCNG start at Rs 8.99 lakhs. So this is the best of both worlds. You get a turbo-petrol engine for better performance and you get the cost efficiency of a CNG kit. But also do not forget, because this is a Tata product, because this is a Tata product with a CNG kit, you get that twin cylinder CNG tank kit in the boot, which allows for a lot of practical boot space. So first, let us very quickly speak about all the changes and then let's get to the driving bit. Now powering this Tata Nexon turbo petrol iCNG is a 1.2 litre 3-cylinder turbocharged Revotron engine. It produces 100 PS of power and 170 Newton meters of torque coupled to a 6-speed manual gearbox only. You get a total of 9 kg CNG capacity with this variant. The highlight is that it can start directly in CNG mode and it has a single ECU which allows for automatic switching between petrol and CNG modes depending if the fuel level is low in petrol or in CNG. For environment friendliness, this car also comes with a modular air filter. For faster refueling, you have a special nozzle, so your wait time is going to be less. And you also have CNG information displayed to you on your speedometer cluster, which tells you a ratio of how you have driven this car, for how long you have driven this car in CNG or in petrol mode. And also you have a trip computer for your CNG drive mode. You also have your CNG fuel gauge shown to you in the speedometer cluster. However, there is no distance to empty or mileage information for the CNG mode. That is reflected only when you are driving this car in petrol powered mode. And to switch between petrol and CNG mode, you have a toggle button, a feather touch button on your AC panel. Now Tata Motors takes safety very seriously. The Tata Nexon is a 5-star rated global NCAP crash tested SUV and it stays the same even for this variant. Now for added safety, when you are buying this CNG variant of this Tata Nexon, the refill cap of this Tata Nexon iCNG, the fuel filler cap, as soon as you open it, there is a switch because of which this car will switch off the engine when you are refueling. It also has leak detection capabilities. It has a fire protection device, which is nothing but a fire extinguisher in front of the front passenger seat. There is also thermal incident protection, so your CNG gas will be released into the atmosphere, and there is also rear impact protection. What is the biggest highlight of this Tata Nexon turbo petrol iCNG is that you get 321 liters of boot space capacity thanks to the twin cylinder CNG kit, which is a 30 plus 30 liter CNG tank, which equates to 9 kg of CNG carrying capacity. But make no mistake, this is a CNG powered Tata Nexon, but it does not compromise on features. You have all the latest bells and whistles such as a panoramic sunroof, ventilated leatherette front seats, 10.25-inch dual screen cockpit for infotainment and speedometer cluster, automatic climate control, 360-degree camera, connected LED lights at the front and at the back, LED headlamps and tail lamps, dual tone alloy wheels, illuminated Tata logo on the steering wheel, and so much more. And for your peace of mind, since this is India's first turbocharged compact SUV with a CNG kit, Tata Motors is offering you 3 years or 100,000 kilometers of warranty. But what does all of that mean when you are driving this Tata Nexon iCNG with this turbo petrol engine? Let me tell you, at a standstill, there is not too much of a shake dance. There is not too much of, pulsation. Of course, you can feel it on the floor. You can feel that 3-cylinder thrum on the floor, but the ORVMs are not vibrating. The inside rear view mirror is not vibrating. The gear stick is not moving at all. And even on the steering wheel, there is no visible vibration. If you hold on to it, you will feel that 3-cylinder pulse a bit, but it is not something that is going to make or break the deal. And inside the cabin, this is how it sounds. Not too gruff and not bad for a 1.2 liter 3-cylinder motor. But since they are saying that this is India's first turbo petrol compact SUV with a CNG kit, does it have enough performance? Let us check it out. It does offer 100 PS of power, but is it fast? Let us find out. So in 3, 2, 1, full pedal to the metal, quite some wheel spin. Listen to the engine. It revs till 5,500 RPM, and in third gear you will be well over 100 kilometers per hour, and even over 100 it continues to pull very strongly even in CNG mode. So this is not at all a product which will let you down if you are of the fast and furious type. So acceleration is not bad at all. To get going from a standstill, if you want to really sprint hard from a signal, this is not a compromise at all, just because you are driving a CNG product. So that is really a good thing. And if you think that petrol to CNG switching or CNG to petrol switching might make a difference, you can do that on the fly. You have this small feather touch button over here on this touch panel for your automatic climate control. Press it and you can switch easily between CNG and petrol mode. You will hear a very gentle click, but you will also have a telltale sign on your speedometer cluster which will tell you that you are driving this car in CNG mode or in petrol mode. Now there is no telltale sign that you are driving the car in petrol mode, but how will you find out? Well, if you have distance to empty shown to you on your feed on your speedometer cluster based on the theme that you have selected, the distance to empty will get highlighted a bit more when you are driving it in petrol mode. In CNG mode, you do not get distance to empty or mileage information. When you're driving in CNG mode, of course, you have that CNG mode icon on your speedometer cluster, and also this feather touch button over here, it gets highlighted in green when you are driving in CNG mode. Right now, check this out. I am out on the highway. I am on the Atal Setu, the longest sea bridge in a city in India. And right now, I am driving effortlessly at 70 kilometers per hour, 75 kilometers per hour in 6th gear. Very quiet, very pleasant experience when I have been driving this car since morning. It doesn't feel like a product which is efficiency focused, which is very cost sensitive. Once you are behind the wheel, when you are effortlessly simply commuting, there is absolutely no problem. This patch, by the way, is quite windy because we are on this sea bridge, but still there is no wind noise. I am almost at 80 kilometers per hour right now and absolutely no problems in terms of NVH. So in 6th gear at 80 kilometers per hour, the engine RPM is under 2000. No engine noise inside the cabin, no wind noise, not too much of road and tire noise either. So this is quite comfortable and this should keep you happy on a day-to-day basis. Now, because it has 9 kgs of CNG carrying capacity, the CNG tank capacity, you might get maybe 150 kilometers of range. which would equate to somewhere between 16 to 17 kmpl, and that is pretty much it. So you would need frequent stops to refill CNG. That is the only thing that keeps me unhappy about CNG powered vehicles, because you have to waste a lot of time. You have to wait for a long time to get that CNG tank refueled. Of course, if you go at an odd hour, maybe there won't be any queue, but that is the only negative that I can find for this Tata Nexon turbo-petrol iCNG, which is not actually a problem for the product. By the product, it is an external problem. But otherwise, this car has really impressed me. And let me tell you, if you want a CNG powered vehicle, this is the best product as of date in the Indian market, because you are getting everything that you desire. You are getting the best of safety too, and you are getting fantastic boot space as well. Now let us get to the driving bit. Okay, so my height is 5 feet 8 inches. I am seated at the lowest seat setting in this Tata Nexon iCNG. This is the amount of headroom that is available, and space is generally quite good. I can gauge all four corners of this vehicle very easily, and there is absolutely no problem for me to drive this car. As you can notice on this infotainment screen, based on your turn indicator input, you will have this blind spot mirror kind of an assistance, which will help you drive your car safely. So that also is a good feature to have. And rearward visibility is also good. So this is an easy car to drive for sure. It is an easy car for anyone in your family or even your friends. Even the shortest of driver can find a commanding seat position. Now, since we are speaking about this vehicle being effortless, let us also speak about the steering wheel. Now, with this Tata Nexon turbo-petrol CNG, the steering setup that you're getting, very confidence inspiring. Check this out. When I'm making these fast-paced lane changes, I am close to 90 kilometers per hour. The steering wheel gives me very good feel and feedback. And when I'm doing this, there is not too much of body roll either. Because of that, I can maintain the line that I want to very confidently, and the steering wheel does respond the way I want it to. I get a good feel of where the wheels are pointing, so I can have the car in my control at all times. Of course, there is a long list of safety features which are available for you, active and passive safety features with this Tata Nexon, which will also ensure that your vehicle stays safe at all times. But to manage this car, when you're driving it hard and fast, it is no problem at all, and it is not going to let you down. So I am pretty impressed with this Tata Nexon and the steering setup that is being offered. It is not at all dead, and even in the center there is not too much of a dead area, so the slightest of corrections and the vehicle will respond to your inputs. The next point which I want to speak about is the ride quality. Typical of Tata cars, this Tata Nexon turbo-petrol iCNG also has a fantastic suspension setup. I have been very comfortable throughout my review drive experience today. I was driving it in Mumbai roads, which are typically pathetic, 24/7, 365. This is the only road right now which is good because this is new. But when I was driving through city traffic, when I was driving out of Thane, then I went to Navi Mumbai. Now I'm on my way to South Bombay. The roads are really not that great. But this Tata Nexon does not need to slow down. The suspension setup is so good that you can drive over that bad patch carrying more speed than others. And when you do that, you do not feel any thuds or jerks inside the cabin. So this Nexon turbo-petrol iCNG is genuinely rough road friendly, and you will have no complaints even if you go out into the rural jungle and drive this car over really broken terrain and get a little silly, because the suspension will keep you and your family happy at all times, and I have had no problems in that department. So the ride quality is very good. What I also want to highlight is the AC performance. A really hot sunny day today in Mumbai. I have ventilated seats, so I am happy. My back and my bottom is cool. But the AC performance has also been phenomenal. I have not seen a single drop of sweat on my forehead throughout my drive today. So that also is a telling sign that this is going to keep you comfortable on your long drive. So a pretty positive driving experience for sure. One issue that I have is that there is no dead pedal as such, and there is no good space to the left hand side of the clutch pedal. So if you wear big shoes, if you have a larger foot size, then you might feel that it is a bit tricky to get your left leg to rest once you have engaged the 6th gear. So that is the one downside, one ergonomic flaw which I have noticed. In terms of ergonomics, everything is well in your control, nothing is out of place, but it is just that this feather touch sensitive AC control panel, you have to get your eyes off the road and control it, because you might accidentally touch something else. And even to switch between that CNG mode or petrol mode, if you don't look at it carefully, you might actually activate your 360-degree camera because it is right next to it. So that is something that you will have to keep in mind. But apart from that, no problems. All the features are there. You will feel like you have purchased a proper modern SUV, and it does not feel like a budget car at all. Of course it is not when you're buying the top trim, because you know the pricing. Now the next point is the gearbox. With this Tata Nexon turbo-petrol iCNG, you are getting a 6-speed manual. As you can notice, this gear stick, it is easy to operate. It doesn't look really all that good. It looks really plasticky and a bit tacky for a car of this size. This definitely could have been better. Gear throws are medium. Gear gates are reasonably defined, not the most well defined, let me tell you. If you want the most well defined gearbox, you will have to first experience a Hyundai product and you will know what I'm speaking about. But this is not completely notchy, but it definitely could have been better. Clutch operation is light, so you don't need to put in too much of effort, and clutch throw is also not too long. So this is not going to be difficult or too heavy as a product to drive inside city limits when you're commuting daily, maybe in bumper to bumper traffic. So no problems in that department either. The gear stick, as you can notice, doesn't make too much of noise as well when you are gear shifting, so that also is a good aspect of this Nexon iCNG. Now with this car, you do not get any drive mode. You only get petrol drive mode, you only get CNG drive mode. There is no city, eco or sport drive mode, an additional drive mode which is offered to you, because if you're buying a CNG powered vehicle, you are buying it for efficiency, and when you want efficiency, this one mode is good enough. You don't really need sports mode, do you? So that is the logic from Tata Motors, and I resonate with it. Overall, this has been a very good drive. This has been a very encouraging and very eye-opening kind of a drive review experience, because I was not expecting this product to feel so refined. It just makes you wonder that maybe CNG products are good enough, because you get that cost efficiency, and the future of diesel products is uncertain, but Tata Motors is not giving up on any fuel. The Nexon is available in EV, in CNG, in turbo petrol and in diesel. All options are available to you, so you can decide what you want to bring home. Now if you are someone who likes to drive his or her car fast at all times, let me tell you, this Tata Nexon iCNG, it does perform. I'm still in CNG mode. I'm at 100 kilometers per hour right now, and as you can notice, when I'm overtaking other slow moving traffic, there is enough punch that this motor packs. So even though this is a 3-cylinder engine, and since I'm driving it in CNG mode, it doesn't feel like it is running out of breath. It has enough poke to keep going and to keep going past those slower vehicles. So that again is going to keep you satisfied on your long highway road trips. In terms of brakes, no problem at all. The vehicle can be brought in your control easily at times of an emergency. If you simply slam on the brakes, there is good bite too, and there is confidence inspiring bite, so that also will not make you feel nervous. So genuinely, this Tata Nexon turbo petrol iCNG is a worthy product if you are someone who doesn't want to buy a diesel, if you are someone who really appreciates the value that CNG fuel brings to the table. Now this engine, by the way, is quite tractable too, even in CNG mode. There is good torque availability lower down in the rev range. I'm at crawling speeds and I'm in second gear. I'm simply slipping the clutch, no throttle input, and the vehicle can crawl without any hesitation. Check this out from a standstill. In second gear, only slipping the clutch. No jerks, no knocking, no hesitation, no drama, and this Tata Nexon turbo-petrol CNG can easily manage such tricky situations, and it will not let you down. It will not demand a gear shift to first gear to keep going. Now check this out, simulating bumper to bumper traffic and then driving over some bad patches. No problems in managing this Tata Nexon iCNG. It can drive over pathetic roads effortlessly. When you want to make U-turns, when you are at crawling speeds, no problem at all, and feels just as good as a petrol product. Now at a standstill, let me tell you, this car does not get any idle start stop kind of a feature. I wish it was on offer, because since this car can directly start in CNG, if you are at a standstill, why not offer that feature as well? You might save that precious fuel, won't you? Because you are cost sensitive if you are buying this particular variant. Nevertheless, that is not on offer, and everything is quite pleasant on the inside in general. I really like this dark themed interior cabin. It is going to be very, very easy to maintain, and it also looks quite upmarket in this color scheme. And this is definitely much better than any beige or greige kind of a light interior color scheme. Driving through city roads in CNG mode, no problem at all. Starting off from a standstill, no jerks or hesitation, none of that 3-cylinder hesitation. So it is as effortless as it gets, and there is very, very little chance for complaint with this product. The Tata Nexon has been available in the Indian market for a really long time, and it has evolved a lot over these years, and now it is near perfect, if not for some typical Tata QC concerns. But that is about it. So that is it, guys. That is all that I want to share with you about this Tata Nexon Turbo Petrol iCNG. I have really liked this product and I would definitely recommend it. What is your opinion about it? You let us know in the comments below. If you have any other questions, ask me and I will try my best to help you out. Till next time, subscribe to the Shifting Gears channel, press that bell icon, always drive safe, and always have both your hands on the steering wheel, especially if you are entering corners. It will give you more confidence.